a lion. Eagles fly on the road to victory. Get 'em low, get 'em high, and watch our eagles fly on the road to victory. Welcome to the city of brotherly love. It's a 215 Philadelphia 1. Leg race since birth, man, I'm telling you, son. Mike Vick play action, you dropping the gun. Lob to Deshaun Jackson, he catching the run. End zone touchdown, Alice kicking this one. 25 to the side, McCoy run for the first. He's so quick, spin move, get the angles that hurt. Nick Foles step up, started putting it work. 17 D's, one game, man, it's absurd. We got hurt too, we got solid game. Coach by Tim Kelly, trick, roll for the sack. The QB on his belly, cut the sleep roll. Falling by the Miko. Logan Fletcher, pass bar, we helping the D-roll. Defense stepping up fast, coming through the O-line. Man, we off the hook like the Dow Jones O-line. When you see wings in the back, my ring, no touchdown coming with the number 14. You can score a lot of portions, move faster than a Porsche. The ball eagle wings, guaranteed to be a scorcher. Wearing down the defense, you feel like it's torture. We had a game one before we hit the fourth quarter. Added to the playoff, we trying to get a chip. Number one in the division, you should know that we gon' win, hey! Eagles fly on the road to victory. Get 'em low, get 'em high, and watch our eagles fly on the road to victory. Hey, my eagles fly on the road to victory. Get 'em low, get 'em high, and watch our eagles fly on the road to victory. Hey.
Westside Philadelphia, we are recording from the beautiful DC studios right outside of Broad Street. Welcome to the
Ain't this what they've been waiting for? You ready?
now, so there's lots to talk about. First off, my boy Dougie P. He ain't got an answer to all you haters out there that are whining, complaining, bitching, and moaning about Carson Wentz coming to the game. When Carson Wentz is cleared, he'll be ready. Now, we don't know when that is. Today, Dougie P went to the media and said that this Friday he will figure out if Nick Foles or Carson Wentz will be the starter. And he will let us know likely September 6th. September 6th, where we're gonna burn it down. Burn it down. Burn it down. And speaking of burning it down, that leads, hold on, to what this show is brought to us by. If I can find it. Where I put it? Doggone things. I know, hold on. I know how to do it, hold on. Where is it? Burn gang. Yep. Yep. There's another way out. It's 4th and Jones. Since we got that rain, we'll add another one. Every Tuesday night, 8 to 10 birds of a feather got that flight. Nothing but the hot takes. Back with the big facts for the fans, by the fans. Exactly where we at. Pull up to the tailgate, stop by F1. Baptized by the Pope. Been bass for everyone. Flying from the West Coast. Even overseas, let's watch Enter Jesus. We disciples of the tree. E-A-G, wait, C-H-M-P. There's no stress, we on the same conquest. Dominate the division, destroy the NFC, conquer the AFC. That Vincent Barton, Winston AJ, limit up the gut, only ground with the strip set. This sound familiar, huh? Add it on the slide, Sproles with the return. Wales with the pick six, okay, wait, what you gonna see? Foles on another. The Super Bowl is the only time you see that really special. Hold on. Before we wrap that last part out, and by the way, 4th and Jones with Mike, Evan, Gail, Eli, Justin, Trox, 4th and Jones. Give me one more minute. Give me a minute. Now, no one likes us and we don't care. No, we from Philly and we ain't never scared. Fourth and Jones tonight. Wi-Fi Sports Studios, baby. E-Rock, Gail, Evan, Mike, Dustin, Trox. Next week we're gonna burn it down. Now, this Thursday is the last preseason game. I want the quarterbacks to score the game. I want the running backs to run. I want the defense to keep doing what they did last week. I want wide receivers to catch, tight ends to catch. I want Doug Peterson to make this feel like I want all these players that's trying to get that roster spot to give Dougie P, Crusher P, a reason to be a part of this team. Part of the top dogs of the NFL. That's what I want. That's what Eagles Nation wants. You want to be with the top dogs? Prove something. All that flash and guns sure did. Keep it up. That's all. You want to be a top dog with the top team of the NFL? Prove it. Prove to us why. Prove to Eagles Nation that's going to be up in the stands while you want to be the reigning, defending, while you want to join the reigning, defending, undisputed top dogs of the NFL. Prove it. Because talk is cheap these days, you know? Talk is cheap. And to all the fans out there, I just want to let y'all know it's preseason. It's preseason. Pray. Don't listen to Kyle Pizzle. Don't listen to anyone from New York for the New York Giants. Congratulations to OBJ on getting your contract. It won't mean a darn thing to the top dogs of the NFL. Cowboys, don't listen to them. Redskins, don't listen to them. Don't listen to Washington. Don't listen to the Vikings. We're the top dogs of the NFL. I get it. What Nick Foles did last week was bad, but it was preseason. The team that we're going to see this Thursday and that team that we saw at the Browns, they wasn't in this game. That guy, whoever that guy is that didn't catch a ball, he wasn't in this game. All the rookies that didn't catch the ball or help Nick Foles with turnovers, they wasn't in this game. They didn't help us with this. Carson Wentz did. Nelson Aguilar did. Jay Ajayi did. Nelson Aguilar did. Corey Komet did. Darren Sproles. Jason Peters. Chris Maragos. Jordan Hicks. Brandon Graham. Where was they? Where was they? Where was they? Where was that? Where it was all injured. Zach Ertz was in that game. Dallas Goedert is our top 2 draft pick that's gonna help us. But Nelson Aguilar, Carson Wentz, Alshon Jeffrey, Jordan Hicks, Chris Maragos, Corey Komet, Jay Ajayi, Darren Sproles, Jason Peters, Brandon Graham. Where was they? Where was they? Where was they? Was it in the first game with the Steelers? No. Was it in the first game for the New England Patriots? No. Was it in the game with the Browns? No. Where was they? Where was they? Where was they? Where was they? Where? They was nowhere to be seen, cause it's preseason. Preseason. The team that y'all was mad about against the Browns, that Eagles team didn't help us win this. That Eagles team didn't help us with this. That Eagles team didn't help us become the reigning defended, undisputed top dogs of the NFL. Now, did they? No. So stop complaining. The preseason is designed to find out who is going to join the top dogs. That's it. That's it. What everyone should really be worried about is September 6th. September 6th against the Falcons. Who's trying to figure out who's going to be the quarterback. Is it Nick Foles or Carson Wentz? Well, here's newsflash, people. We ain't going to tell you. We don't need to tell you. It's not important. You figure it out. You figure it out after your last preseason game. Then you gotta come to Pennsylvania, the home of Red, Fan, and Spin, top dogs of the NFL. Y'all can't hang with us. We got the NFL, NFC East on lock. Welcome to the Angles So why y'all mad? Why y'all mad? Before we go, let's hear Doug Peterson's press conference. Shall we? Let's close with that.
Just kidding. Good morning.
Good morning.
See, I give you the opportunity. Okay. All right. Sure. Always. Go ahead.
There are any positions that you're really looking at Thursday that you really need to make decisions on? Any ones that stick out in your mind for roster positions?
Yeah, obviously these young receivers, not only making the 53, but we're looking at guys also for practice squad. This is a good time for these young guys to make a really good stand. And another one that hasn't gotten a lot of touches in ball games is Josh Adams. So as a runner, so want to maybe get him involved in this game a little bit early and see what he can do. He's another one that's another bright spot, young player that's made an impact. And really right now it's just about seeing these guys one last time in this type of environment. When things are kind of flying around and they didn't get a lot of snaps last week, and so just want to make sure that as personnel staff, coaches, we're doing our due diligence that when we eventually get to the 53 that we're not missing anybody.
So the final cuts, how do you balance with a young guy? You don't really know if they'll get claimed if you put them on the waiver wire. You might want them on the practice squad. Do you usually have a pretty good sense if a guy can get through waivers, or how does that work?
Yeah, you do have a pretty good feel. And a lot of times it's just based on the player. I mean, sometimes with injury and training camp, a guy's missed some time and he's missed a game or two and he doesn't get a lot of snaps. It's you're just kind of hoping that maybe he slides through the cracks, and you can bring him back on your practice squad. But for the most part, you're just kind of hoping and praying that these guys make it through and you can bring them back.
It's not practice days, but 4 practices left before week 1. Is it realistic to expect him on the field against the Falcons at this point?
Well, first of all, he's doing well, in his rehab. He's working every day. He's progressed up to about 75 throws a day.
You hear that? You hear that? The guy that wasn't in any of the pre-games, Alshon Jeffrey's doing good. That's another one that wasn't a part of the game. So calm your nerves. Continue, Dougie P.
Really doing a nice job with that, and we're just going to continue to monitor him, and we'll see where he's at, next week, and make a decision. But right now he's progressing well, and we just got to see day by day.
How is that guy doing? We haven't seen him practice for a little while.
Yeah, he's doing well. He just rest. He's just got a little lower body that we're trying to get him ready for the regular season.
Okay, with your bottom 2 quarterbacks, I guess Joe Callahan and Christian Hackenberg, what would you like to see out of them Thursday night?
Well, one, we haven't really seen much of them, either one of them. Christian obviously hasn't played the game here. Joe played a little bit in the first 2 games, but really just overall execution, just how well they can process the information that we've, Joe's obviously been here the longest, so how well can he process the information and call plays in the huddle, and it's a little different than a practice setting or looking at it off of a card, servicing the defense, things of that nature. So just execution and scoring points and how well they can handle and manage the game is big, especially in this environment in the last game.
A few players said that you guys are increasing Carson's practice reps this week. Is that the case? And is this an opportunity for you to kind of get him a little more?
Reps were identical.
this week actually. Yeah, they were identical. So we didn't increase them.
Stop doing that with the split and get to one quarterback so you're in your best position to be at your best week one.
Well, at some point, we're still, again, this is still preseason, and we're giving all our quarterbacks reps at this time, so obviously when you get into, somebody's battery, memory full, when you get into the regular season and you start game planning, then yeah, you'd want whoever that gentleman's going to be, to take the full complement of reps.
All right, so does this week start Friday?
Friday's a Monday, Saturday's a Tuesday, and Sunday's a Wednesday, so we're rolling.
You had Carson and Levens early in the
Practice, yeah.
Not to go back to
You had Carson going in 11s early in training camp and then the long layoff between seeing him again. Did you see a noticeable difference in him? Had he become a lot farther along than before?
When he was always involved in 7-on-7s and his arm, I've made comment that his arm was live and throwing some really, really nice throws and very strong. And then when he came back into the 11-on-11, one of the noticeable changes again or differences was just his lower body strength and how well he's progressed through his rehab and conditioning, and so those are things that I would say right now he's physically he's probably stronger than say Nick or Joe or even Christian, because those guys have been practicing and getting all the time. So I think it's realistic to say that he's probably a little bit more conditioned at this point in camp than the other guys. Just like it's no different than an offensive or defensive lineman that hasn't played a ton. They're a little healthier now than say a Kelsey or a Brandon Brooks or a Fletcher is at this. Like BG, who's getting a little more time. He's a little fresher than Fletcher is. So it's just part of the rehab process.
What's the deadline for you when you have to make a decision on the quarterback?
Deadline? 90 minutes before the kickoff, I think. I'll know. I mean, me personally, I will know. Yeah, I'll know.
In other words, people, he gotta tell you. He ain't gotta tell you. You'll find out against the Falcons.
Publicly? Oh, privately? Probably Friday. Privately, but, I don't. Otherwise, 90 minutes.
What's going on with Matt Collins? It seemed like he was back at practice and then he's not back at practice.
He's another one with lower body injury that he's feeling good. Right now the rest has really helped him, and I should expect him back. Going into the regular season.
As you put the 53 together, how much do you have to think about week one, in particular at wide receiver and tight end, where you might have some guys who are hurt?
Yeah, you gotta look at that, and you gotta sort of forecast out what it's going to look like. What your 46 is going to look like that opening weekend. And we've been in this situation before with injury, so it's no different. We just got to make sure that everybody's prepared and the coaches are on top of their positions, and we have the 46 ready to go.
What do you need to see from Hunter Cameron Johnson on Thursday, or do you feel like he'll be a guy for you in week one?
Cam's really improved over the last couple of over the last couple of weeks with us, and he gets better in practice each week, and every rep he takes is a good rep now, and getting stronger, and you can see the get off times are faster, the hang times get a little better, and so he's just improving, and so another great opportunity for him, Thursday night in a game situation, and he's done a really nice job for us, and like I said, he's each punt's different, and we're also doing some different things with him, with some situational punting and trying some different things, because he is a little different. He can also sort of that run to the side and kick it in different directional things, and So we're just sort of experimenting with some of his different kicks right now, which has been good.
So, with that being said, we're ready for kickoff. So, I'll see you guys next week. I'm not going to be up here Thursday because it's preseason. Enjoy the show. Fly, fly. Let's get it on. Top dogs of the NFL on the road to victory. Fight, Eagles, fight. You score a touchdown, 1, 2, 3. We hit them low, we hit them high. We're gonna watch them Eagles fly. Fly, Eagles fly. On the road to victory.
Brotherly love, it's a 2-1-5 Philadelphia 1. Leg braces burst, man, I'm telling you, son. Mike Vick play action, you jumping the gun. Lob to Deshaun Jackson, he catching the run. End zone touchdown, I was kicking this one. 25 to the side, McCord run to the first. He's so quick, spin move, get the angles that hurt. Nick Foles step up, started putting it work. 17 D's, 1 game, minutes and thirds. We got Hurts and we got Solid, getting coached by Tim Kelly. Trick goal for the sack. The QB on his belly, cut the street roll, followed by the Nico. Logan felt the cost bar, we helping the D-roll. Defense stepping up fast, coming through the O-line. Then we off the hook like the Dow Jones O-line. When you see wings in the back, my ring, no touchdown coming with the number 14. We can score a lot of porches, moving faster than the Porsche. The ball even wings, guaranteed to be a scorcher. Wearing down the defense, you feel like it's torture. We had a game 1 before we hit the 4th quarter. Headed to the playoff, we trying to get a chip. Number 1 in the division, you should know that we gon' win, hey.